There it is. Welcome tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tarnation TV is at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Not really. Echo Park is what they're calling it now. But we are here with the Maverick Cup Series at the High Voltage Racing League for race number 18 here at September 9th, 2025. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined with the one and only Rod Weston. Good evening, sir.
Oh, I'm glad to be here. I tell you, we got a great race tonight. They're running the newer version of the Atlanta, so it's the one where it's been freshly repaved. They don't lift. It's just about like running the super speedway, so drafting is going to be important. It's going to be a pretty good race.
What's this? This is a fast track. I always remember Atlanta being pretty quick.
Yeah, it jumps back and forth between usually Texas and Atlanta as being the fastest non-restrictor plate track. They do, crazy speeds going into the corners here, but when they repaved this, it took over the top speed, in record, I'd say, as an unrestricted track. So, it's real fast when you pave it.
Yeah, because you definitely, with those speeds, we obviously have drafting, and with no plates, you're going down into the corner sometime up for 210 mile an hour?
I would imagine they're going to be seeing something like that. We'll keep our eye on that tonight just to see what they do. It is going to be one thing, though. It's going to be hard to pass by yourself for sure. So if you make that move, you hope that you got somebody behind you, because it's just like the super speedways. Once you pull out, you hit that wall, you don't go.
Yeah, because it's fast. It's sort of wide, but not super wide. It's not Talladega wide. It's still considered a speedway, not a super speedway. It's just a really fast one. But yeah, you obviously have to lift going into the turns, and Maverick tends to run a little bit of a different grip setting too, so that tends to lead maybe to a little bit more aggressive tire wear here and there to try to lock the cars down. But it should be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, like I said, they may be flat out, may not be. Depends on the setup. I didn't get a chance to go out there and turn any laps, so I couldn't tell you what the setup's doing. We'll have to figure that out as we go along. But the setup makes a big part of it. But I know I did a race here when they first came out with this, and it was unreal how you didn't lift unless something happened in front of you.
Wow. So it doesn't take the NASCAR Racing 2003 community long to get a track in here, because this is fairly new within the last season. I think is the first time NASCAR ran here was this year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think it was last year they did it.
Oh, okay.
Or the year before that, I believe they did it. They repaved it, and then it was the next year. There was the guy that did this. It wasn't a really quick out release like a lot of those tracks that get they get a new track, somebody builds it. This guy took his time and did a really good job with it. I remember when we got it, we actually got it before it was officially released and was able to race it. The only stipulation was that it was to be given to only the members of our group, and that was it. And it wasn't to be posted or put anywhere else.
So when they repaved it, was that part of renaming the track, or did that come later?
I think that came later. Because it's like Charlotte, they called it Lowell's Motor Speedway for the longest time because the sponsor was Lowe's. Sears Point went to Infineon, same thing. It was a sponsor thing. So I'm not sure exactly when it went to Echo Point, but I don't think it was right off when they did it, but it might be. I hate to say it, I don't watch the NASCAR Cup Series. It's just been I like racing, I love it, I'm big into it, but I'm not really happy, I guess, with the way they run things nowadays.
Yeah, a lot of things have changed. Like I don't really watch it anymore. I used to watch a lot of NASCAR back in like the 90s with the family. We used to be big into it, and then they started switching around with even just oh, look at that, there's a carousel. Oh,
I saw that saw that on the broadcast.
That's 1 second here now, since we got carousel distracted me from what I was doing here. Let's take a fly over there and see what the heck's going on. So yeah, this is the redone everything. This is a very detailed trackside objects too. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, the guy
all over the place.
Don't remember who built it, but I do know that they took their time and they did a really good job and made it nice.
Yeah, like even on the outskirts there, they got RVs up on the deck. Yeah, they've even got animated like tilt-a-whirl looking thing right there. That's pretty sweet.
But what was the track there that
With the big duck.
Yeah, the duck. That's what it was. I was going to say, I'm trying to remember what track that was, or what it was, but the one with the duck. Yeah,
it was Dover. And this is crazy because these are actually all 3D models. So guys with older computers might have issues running this thing. So there is a lot going on. But that's cool. I always like these detailed, behind the scenes. You don't need to see this stuff, but it's kind of cool, and they put that extra time in to do it. A lot of stuff on there.
They did a great job with it. They have actually, look at that, they even got the Titans. Yeah. They actually have got qualifying, and then they're in the happy hour right now. Jack Merkel is the pole sitter for tonight, but I guarantee you'll see at the start of the race, you might want to just keep track of that just so that people can see it, because he does it every week. He will get out onto the track, and then he will ask for an end of the longest line penalty, which will send him to the back. And he's been doing this all season long. He is our points leader. You had put the points up there earlier. I don't exactly remember how many, but he's got a pretty good lead over everybody. And all season long, he has been started out not qualifying, and then he decided to qualify so to get the better pit stall, and then it drops to the back at the start of every race.
Yeah, you can see there 14 top 10s, 11 of those are top 5, 7 of those are wins, and 17 starts. So he's got a 332-point lead to second place in Mercurio and LaPlante.
And he would be have a few more wins, but every time they go to the road course, Zach Rogers comes in there and put a hurt on him last time. I mean, he
walks away with it.
Yeah, he walks away with it. And the Sears Point race, he actually led every lap, the whole race. He did. Pitting and everything, he never got past the whole race. So that was pretty good.
That was unreal. I was like, wow, he led the most laps. He led a lap. He led all the laps. There's no bonus points for leading all the laps. But you know what? That was crazy. That dude knows how to get around a road course.
Gets around pretty much anywhere he goes. He's a fairly good little racer. So, if he were to come over here and run the full season, I think he'd give Jack Merkel a pretty good run for his money.
Yes. Yeah, I think Rogers is committed to fast on Sunday nights. And I'm not sure what he's doing on Tuesday nights, but he doesn't race here. He doesn't race here all the time, but he will when it's a road course.
And before we get going here, just to get our usual, we have 20 drivers from the United States, 8 from Brazil, 2 from Argentina, 1 from Australia, 1 from Colombia, 1 from Ecuador, and 1 from Peru. Makes are spread out. They get 8 Chevys, 8 Fords, 7 Toyotas, 5 Lexuses, 2 Dodges, 2 Kias, that's the Snyder boys, and the one and only Cadillac of Josh Mercurio.
Yep. Always got to have that one caddy. But yeah, looking at the schedule here, next week we will be at Bristol. Last week we had it was an off week. So we did come from Watkins Glen, had a week off, and now thanks for joining us here at Atlanta. Next week we're headed to Bristol Motor Speedway. That'll be a lot of fun. And to end off September, the 23rd of September, you can see there, we will be at New Hampshire. But as always, every week here, we have a Grand Marshal reaching out last minute. Ben was able to find someone, a guy who goes by the name of Stephen Stewart, host of the Live Reality Games podcast, to do the Drivers Start Your Engines, also known as what? The Grand Marshal? He would be the Grand Marshal, Drivers, and it would be...
to your cars.
What do they call that? I can't remember.
Starter?
He's the Grand Marshal, but it's the...
Yeah, you're right. Now you got me thinking about it.
I just freezing up here. But anyway,
I don't necessarily know if always the Grand Marshal is the starter, but yeah.
That's true. That is true. The Grand Marshal is not necessarily the person who yells that out, but either way, I'm sure somebody in that YouTube chat will tell me what word I'm looking for. But take it away, Mr. Stewart, and tell these guys to fire it up.
Drivers, start your engines.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Ben reached out this morning, and he had a couple people on deck, and nobody was getting back to him, and Stephen replied to Ben with that video, so that was pretty cool. Like, hey, man, can you do this? And he just did it and sent it over, so that's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
I think how Ben does it, too, it's just, you know, when you're... Is Merkel not on the track? I was focused on Merkel there. It's not on the track.
Sure.
We might have a reset coming. But yeah, I think what Ben does is, like, you know, as we all are, we're all fans of the stuff we like to do, right? So I believe he just reaches out to things he listens and watches, you know, like a lot of these guys from these little survivor shows that go off on YouTube, and people who run podcasts and local guys.
I didn't see Merkel out there at all.
No, I was focused on him, and then the camera didn't move, so I knew the car was not on the track.
Maybe he's trying something really, really new, and that would be starting on pit road.
It's possible, yeah, but he might want to get out there.
Before we get out there, though, Ben wanted us to know there's still no international winners yet. The 82 of Keith Hughes is the defending winner of this race, but he has not won a race since the Daytona 500. His car pulls off. So
here we go, lap number 1. We are underway here at the Race Against Suicide 150.
Merkel did come out. He came out after the start. He's on, just exiting pit road right now. I don't know if he was late for the start, or this may be just a new strategy he's trying tonight.
There's the 22 of Michael Norman. Join Michael Norman and Seth Cole on Tarnation TV on Thursday.
RJ Bishop's around. It kind of looked like in front of him there were two cars. That one was Carroll and the other one was Dorsey, that kind of door slammed a little bit, and I think RJ Bishop just got tangled up. He was right behind all of that. And somehow got tangled up in that.
Oh, the old Dorsey door slam. Looks like Snyder's actually up there. That purple car, that number 7, Ben. Really close to the wall. Somebody's sweeping there, too. It looks like Felipe Asinato. Yeah, Ben got into the wall just a little bit, and they were squeezing 4 wide.
So I saw the two Dorsey and Carroll bump a little bit. I didn't see Ben out there, kind of just out of my view. And then our Bishop got turned around, and somebody else as well.
See, good thing for Bishop, though. I think all he's going to need is tires.
Yeah.
Even with Dorsey, and it didn't seem like a very, it was not a catastrophic accident. It happened in a good spot where they were already straightened out going down. So it's no big hooks into the walls or anything.
It's just kind of one of those, they just touched a little bit. That's what I saw. Benjamin coming off the wall. You know, kind of just one of those, too many people trying to occupy the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
A few takers down pit road. Pretty sure that RJ Bishop will be one of them.
Oh, the 42. Got some people missing pit road there, is what it looked like.
RJ Bishop's taken 4 tires.
Right.
Like
not a full pit road, but
4 tires. Take the grass out of the grill, and he'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Have to come from the back, but RJ puts on a pretty good show sometimes, so I'm sure you'll see him up there later on in the run. So, of course, Jack Merkel ended up being a lap down out of that because he's starting on the pit road. I'm pretty sure you'll see him be the lucky dog, which get him back on the lead lap, and then he'll start to make his charge from the back like he does every week.
Yeah. Crazy that he's able to do that. And you got to get really lucky too with wreck avoidance, which is kind of thing. Like I'm pretty good at getting through that stuff. You know,
he's amazing. He's actually usually he's had a couple of bad races. Not doesn't very often have a bad race, and he usually works his way up through the field. And by the end of the race, he's usually in the top 5. So he is going to be our lucky dog. He's passing the lead cars right now and headed around to get his car back on the lead lap.
Rest of the field looks like they're pitting, or maybe they even double tap in the pits.
I missed the start there a little bit just because we were kind of trying to figure out what happened to Jack Merkel, but Victor's got the 70 of the Victors in the inside with Josh McCurry on the outside.
Yeah, and Paulo last race did really well, and then I think, did he not get caught up in some stuff late too? He was running an awesome race at VARKENSSTAD.
Victor lost third gear, remember that?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was third gear. Third gear. He was having a heck of a run with Jonathan Peavy, and and all of a sudden he kind of dropped back, and we thought, oh, he burned his tires up. And of course we got to talk with Jonathan Peavy afterwards, and he said, oh, he lost third gear, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gutierrez in third, Edwards in fourth, Abellion in fifth, and go the other way. I'm trying to find the guy's name. Some people that not
Zach Barretto?
Barretto, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been here, but he just hasn't been here for a few days. So every week we usually have a little bit of a struggle with the new names. But as we're getting ready to go back green, they're starting us off on the inside. Let's see if he can get a good start, or if Josh gets a better start on the high side. Interesting to see how this high side works.
And he would have lane choice, so Paulo decided to stay where he was. He got a great start.
Very good start. Now he's got the choice of choosing what lane. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, the bottom lane is going to be the preferred lane here. But I would imagine, just like anything where you're pretty much running flat out, you can make the high side work if you got somebody that'll work with you. Josh McCurry did not get a very good start. Drops all the way back to third.
Just backing it up there. The 62 of Barretto. Awesome looking car. The orange and the sky blue. STP ride. Oh, and he got Tarnation. Just as I said it.
Yep.
It's Joseph Landy Pavlin did not like that I was focused on the 62 and spun him out on purpose. But he drives straight through it all. Check that out. Tarnation TV curse is not all that bad. Sorry we talked about you, Zach, but he got through it.
Happen to be checking out Michael Norman. He's one of our fellow broadcasters out there, enjoying his racing tonight. Of course, he's out there in the Cletus McFarlane car. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was saying before the race started there, whatever it was.
Oh, that was
what happened.
Matthews. They slowed down for the caution. Matthews came in kind of hot at the back of him. Almost got Austin LaPlante in the back of the car. Missed Austin LaPlante. Almost got Michael Norman, but just barely missed him and got down to the infield and got himself wound up.
Nice.
Matthews in the 98. He just came in a little hot. Close to being deadly. There's a few cars involved in there. A few of them, a lot of them slowed down and just went right down the infield there just to get away from it all.
Now I'm curious. What is Matthew's first name? Danicol Matthews.
Danicol, yeah. I'm sticking to last names. It's easier for me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So we'll rewind it to where the yellow came out. Matthews seemed to get through it.
He had to blow up a little bit.
Yeah. Good heads-up play, though. Just rolled up just enough not to get rear-ended, and also just enough to get around it. And then you were saying came around and
he got slowed up there, so he's the guys that got away from him a little bit. They
Oh,
come
yeah.
around just to catch up to the field. And
Whoops.
I mean, he's not that far back, but you know, he was just catching up to the field. Maybe he was just checking tires or something.
Yeah.
And he come up on him kind of quick and just missed Lost Austin and just missed Michael Norman.
That's the thing. You're looking over at your relative.
Yep.
Maybe you're setting up,
Yep.
your tire changing strategies for the next. Looking at your relative. Anybody who doesn't play the game is like, why would you be staring at your cousins? Your F2 screen. And then you're like, wait a second, that's dropping. 5 seconds,
F2.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Whoa, I'm going to hit somebody. That's your relative time to the other cars, not your dad.
That way you know, like when you're pitting, sometimes you use that so to make sure you don't pass the car that's in front of you.
Yeah.
And in a situation like what happened there, you look at it too, especially like Merkel probably did when he did the Lucky Dog. He would pull that up so that he knows how far away he is, so that when he comes up onto the field, which he's going to be obviously going a lot faster, he knows where they are, so that he doesn't have an incident where he runs into the back of someone.
Exactly. Yeah. Helps too when you're trying not to pass the pace car when the pace car heads to pit road. We're getting ready for a restart, and it'll be like, you passed the pace car. You can't see the pace car. You need to pull that relative up so you can watch those times.
So
So
Victor,
same in the front row as Vitor with who's beside him?
Gutierrez this time is on the high side.
Gutierrez,
Josh
yep.
Mercurio's on the bottom. Josh did not get a very good start. Mercurio didn't get a very good start. So because of that, Gutierrez was able to get by him. But they didn't make it too long to where they had the caution. So I think it's probably going to put Mercurio in a better position, but we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, I wonder what the preferred line is here. I would think the high side.
I'm not sure. If I remember correctly, I think you'll see it. I'm going to say I think the bottom line is going to be just a little better. Most of the tracks, when they repaved them, the bottom line is usually the way to go because it's about the same as the race would go on if it had the, oh gosh, I can't remember what iRacing calls it, but where the tire wear actually shows up. Then they'd see him move to the top later in the run. But
Oh yeah, where they lay down the racing line.
right.
Yeah, the actual grip, because you could run.
Gutierrez got a better run on the start.
Yeah, he'll get credit for that lap lead.
He got a really good start on that. Let's see if that high side's going to work better for him or not. Victor and Mercurio on the bottom are really getting a good run. Michael Norman dropped down from the high side in behind Mercurio. They're still side by side going down the backstretch. Hall right behind Gutierrez. Trying to give him a push up to see. I'm just going to say I really think that bottom line is just going to be a little bit better all night.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to, that's going to make passing pretty hard.
Looked like there was something going on in the back there. Yellow is up.
The speeds they're traveling, and there's, it's only a 3-wide racetrack. A little harder to kind of keep them under control. Noticed a few of them out there, not too many, but a few of them have a little bit of connection issues. Not terrible, but that would guarantee you that's probably leading to a lot of the cautions we have. Just a little bit of latency can sometimes cause an incident, and nothing you can really do, but to get them, try to get away from that car, but.
Oh, I thought I had it lined up. I guess I made a mistake there. We're still looking for I think it was on the front straightaway, actually. Coming through here, something happens, I think. Yeah. Ben goes around. Ben gets rolled. Yeah, they brought the yellow out. Yeah, for sure. When a car flips over, you might want to pull that yellow out.
Yeah. His cage rattled a little bit.
Little tiny bit.
No pun intended.
Yeah, retired cars for this evening so far. Zach Barreto has retired. 33 cars remain on the track, all of them so far on the lead lap.
question is, and Jack McCrail, as of right now, just as before, the cautions and stuff happening, Jack Merkel is currently now in the 15th position, so he's made up a few of them.
Wow, eh? Yep, he's getting there. Focused on
Victor
Matthias
Pitted,
Yankee.
as long as with Hall, Edward.
There's Quentin Moore. He's been here before, but he hasn't raced here every week.
Young are the 4 of the drivers that pitted. That's going to put them back in the pack with just a little bit. Another car, a few more cars that were further in the back of the pack that are pitting too.
Rich Roy is there. There's Noah Wetzel.
I say that should hand the lead over. They'll hand the lead over to Mercurio.
Jorge Pachon in the 72. Oh, Neves. I can't remember his first name. Uder Neves.
Yeah.
Dylan Young. There's Ben Snyder in that 7. The Purple Machine. The Kia. One of the 2 Kias on the track. Snyder's. Carnby Edward. Zach Hall. Paulo Vitor now in 7th. At the line, will that change? 18th.
He's one of the ones that pitted.
Yeah, okay.
5 or 6 of them that pitted, which is going to put him a little bit further back.
Felipe Asanato, 17th position there. Everything's changed. Gustavo Carrillo, 47. That's Sunny D. That's a cool looking car.
Yeah.
There's Carlos Mendez, Joseph Landy Pavlon, Keith Hughes. Well, yeah. Why do you got to do this to me? Mike Carroll in the 35. I can't say the sponsor's name without...
Oh, yeah.
It's, let's just say the sponsor is fucking nuts, is exactly what it is. But anyway, that's what it says. And the Energizer car, thank you very much, Mr. Scully, for, let's just thank Matt for running a rig that I can actually say the sponsor out loud and not overthink it. Lucas Garcia in the 502.
This car is making the turn down a pit road.
Pablo Anthony, the 08. It's a different name. Has Pablo been here before?
It's 808?
Yeah, 08.
Oh, it's an
We'd have to go back in the...
yeah, we'd have to go back. I don't think he's been here.
The points. That car looks familiar, but I don't know. Anyway, he's in 7th right now. There he runs.
Michael Norman actually got a good start, like on the high side. I think they're going to get a better start on the high side, but he's unable to hold the lead when he goes down to the backstretch. Curio's got the lead. Gutierrez behind him. Austin LaPlante up there right now, currently in the 4th position, possibly going to be in the 3rd position. Start-finish line. We'll see how that works out for him. Yep, he is in the 3rd position. Running strong here in Atlanta tonight.
Join us here on Thursday at the Talladega Challenge at Rolling Thunder Gaming. It'll be, last week it was Seth Cole, and it wasn't Michael Norman. It was,
Boy, you need some oxygen or something.
It's been a weird day today. It's been a weird day.
Oh no, jeez! Oh, I see that coming. Benjamin Snyder was on the bottom of the track and decided to do the right thing, which was to go to the high side to get out of the way, but he did it a little too late. We're probably at what we call the caution cool down. Benjamin Snyder got pounded that time. Just about everybody behind him.
Was Kyle Matthews? I'm checking this right now. It was Kyle Matthews. Okay, so last week on Thursday it was Kyle Matthews and Seth Cole. This week on Thursday at the Talladega Challenge, the Tarnation TV production hosted by Seth Cole and Michael Norman or Kyle Matthews. They flip-flop back and forth, but it's definitely going to be, was Kyle last week, so it's going to be Michael this week. That's a lot of fun. I'm able to do all kinds of different stuff behind the scenes and having a lot of fun building kind of a different broadcast just because I don't need to talk as much.
Leaders are passing some of the lap cars that have gotten caught up in some of the that episode there with the caution cooldown.
Ben he was only doing like 130 on the front stretch. Mm-hmm. He got absolutely guzzled. Like he just gets put through the grinder here. He just keeps getting hit.
He moved up a little too late is the way I look at it. He was trying to get out of the way. He was trying to do the right thing. I just think he decided to do that a little bit too late. And when he did, that just caused big mayhem. Currently, Mercurio's still out in front. Gutierrez is behind him. Anthony is behind him. And then Austin LaPlante, Norman. I think that is Mendez, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I had to go back and check that out. Ben just got pummeled. That was crazy.
Rodrigo.
There was about 7 or 8 cars, I think, that got into Ben on that.
There was a bunch. Then we got Rodrigo and then Mendez. I thought he was right back there, but Mendez is currently running in the 7th position.
There's Mercurio leading this right behind him. There's Pablo Anthony.
Just a line of there's a line of 7 cars currently right now out in the front, and a few of them just behind him. Dorsey just goes another lap down. A lap down. I think it was the first time that he's gone a lap down. And we'll look at to see. I didn't check that. I will check it when we get down to the front stretch again. Curious to see what they are carrying for speed down the front stretch.
Right.
And there you go. The early leader, Victor, by that pit stop, he must have been involved in that melee. And he just went a lap down. And it looks like he might have a little bit of damage.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, Wenzel looks like the next victim to go a lap down.
But it is a long race. You know, it's 98 laps here tonight, so...
That Scully in front of them, they pull to the bottom to let the leaders have the high side.
Benjamin Snyder has retired with a tire puncture, and Matthias Yankee is also out with an engine failure on the 31 car of Yankee.
Matthews is in the 98 is in 8th, just ahead of his Ponchon. Saying that Porsche Ponchon, who is a lap down, but he is just right behind Gutierrez in the 72. Still love that car. I think that's an awesome looking rig.
Just checking on our points leader here. Jack Merkel, 24, currently running 16th. The first 17 races, this currently you're watching right now is race number 18. In the first 17 races, he has started every single race. 7 wins, 11 top 5s, 14 top 10s. Stats card, not to shrug at, that's for sure. He's right behind Dylan Young. They're just kind of working together. They're not trying to pass each other. They just sort of get in line and do the thing.
Well, they're 18 seconds behind, so they might have gotten involved or slowed down by that incident on the front stretch under the caution cooldown. So, they're just trying to keep going fast as we can, and try not to get put a lap down when they're doing about 30-second laps. So, they're about a half a track away. So they gotta get in line and draft the best as they can to try to stay away from Josh Mercurio, the leader.
Imagine that the caution cooldown comes on a wreck that bad for Ben. You can't pull the yellow out because it's part of the rules, and it just keeps getting pummeled. Like, it couldn't have just been a couple cars slide off into the grass. It was literally just a sitting duck in the middle of the track, and nobody's going to slow down because it's going to stay green.
Anthony's made his way up into the 2nd position. Victor's right behind him, 1 lap down. Norman right behind him, the 22. Scully's a lap down, and then Mendez right behind him.
A lot of mix with, you got a lot of lap cars in the mix here.
Yep. There's a few drivers that have made their way. Mendez was like 8th place not too long ago.
Curious.
And he has worked his way up into the 4th position. While we were checking out where Merkel was, there was a few passes that went along at the front. Mendez is trying really hard to get by Scully on the outside. Doesn't have much drafting help, so it's just he's making it. He's hanging out there pretty good. He just doesn't have the drafting help. Looks like Hughes has just went a lap down. 82.
Yes, Mendez has got to deal with the lap traffic, and he's also too wide situation. So
back of Hughes' car, he's got a pretty good frown on it, so he was involved in something early in the run. Perez is making his way by Mendez, trying to take that 4th spot away from him.
Yeah, Mendez is looking for position. He's not going after those 2 cars in front of him. It's actually Norman in the 22 that is for position for Mendez.
Ooh! Anthony just tried to make a move underneath Mercurio on the backstretch. Mercurio kind of didn't give him enough room when Anthony had to back out, but he had a really good run off of 2. Tried to make it happen, tried to take the lead away from Josh, and just couldn't make it happen.
Oh, wow, yeah. Josh slammed the door, man.
Big time slam on the door.
He's going to make Pablo work for it.
Oh, is not giving up on it, though. He's trying everything he can. Like I said, that's the problem you're going to have with a track like this, where it's pretty much a bottom groove track. Mercurio is going to try to protect that bottom.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to force people to pass you high, that's going to be tough to do.
Unless Michael Norman coming up behind him. Mendez is now, come up there. They've gotten those past the lap cars there. Gutierrez is right behind him. Now he's got more people up there. Now the question is are they going to help Anthony, or are they going to work together to try to get by Anthony? That's the questions we don't know, and that's why we're watching.
Yep. Yeah, you're not sure. Like, do you want to do all 3 of them want to run down Mercurio, or none of these guys work together at all ever? That's another scenario too.
ASR, PRL, wherever we know who's going to work with who, but here we don't. We have a feeling of some of the guys. We've done this long enough. We know some of the guys are teams, not necessarily teams, but they work together a lot.
But you're looking at this. You've got Santiago Gutierrez, Carlos Mendez, Michael Norman, Pablo Anthony, and Joshua Mercurio. All 5 of these guys are pretty much out for themselves, I would think.
Me too. But just like what we saw Sunday, you gotta have help. You gotta have friends here. I'm really gonna make that pass without having somebody else helping you. So, Josh Mercurio is coming to pit road. I thought, kind of wondering what was going there. So I don't know if Josh has pitted yet. Let me check that.
Yeah, no, he has not.
No, this is his first pit stop of the night. Okay.
Neither has
Pablo
Norman.
Anthony has.
Yeah. Norman has not, and neither has Santiago Gutierrez has not as well. So that's interesting. I totally forgot about that. They were going for track position for those first couple of yellows early on.
When you get a long green flag run, when you get a long green flag run, sometimes you get caught out with that, and that's kind of what happened to Mercurio. They did have a caution, but during the caution cool down, so that they need to get this thing rolling. So now they got it rolling. Josh Mercurio had to do the pit. We don't know. That's the only thing that really kind of I don't like about the software we got. We don't know how long it's been since Anthony's pitted. It looks like he is coming down pit road right now.
Yep. He did get credit for the laps led back there.
Although I don't like the way he did that. He come down on the exit of 3.
Yeah.
You should have stayed out and got it out there. I think he's going to lose some ground to Mercurio. Not to the guys that are still out there, but I didn't really like the way he did that.
Yeah, he went in very, very early.
Just a little bit too early, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have caution out on the track. I just come after watching him doing this pit stop there. This car's coming out with the lights on. Something in turn. Oh!
You know what,
So
though?
I'm
That's
thinking
good
one
for
or two. Anthony.
because he's on pit road when the yellow came out, so he's okay to get service. He will not get a penalty for that.
I'm trying to. There was a white car. At first, I thought it was Anthony, but I said it can't be him because he was on pit road. I think Moore, 89 of Moore, might have spun off too, or I haven't gotten to see where it happened, but
Looking for the point of caution here.
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, looks like we've got. I see the smoke.
So Josh Mercurio got in the back of Moore, kind of in the middle of 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. Let me see here.
That's your caution.
The back of more.
So we have a new leader, JLP. Andy Pavlon is out in front in the 68. Zach Hall's in second.
Not looking too bad for Moore. He tagged the car a little bit against the wall there, but it should be all right. We do run moderate damage.
I believe it's Cody Lamas in the 84, correct? Yep, Cody Lamas in the 84 is in the third.
Oh, Scully was going so slow down there. Oh, they're just coming out of the pits. Okay.
Eva's gotten up into the fourth position. They're all coming down pit road right now. Mercurio, I believe, Mendez, Mercurio, Michael Norman, they've all pitted. So you're going to see stay out. There'll be waiver rounds.
Possibly, yeah, because if Landy Pavlon is in first, he's sitting. I'll have to wait for this to go around, I guess. There's a lot of waiver rounds. Holy moly. Whoa. Christian Torres. Some kind of pit strategy there. What was that move? We're going to back that up. That looked kind of flabbergasting and perplexing at the same time. That's what we call changing your mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to pit now. And there he goes. It worked, though. He got it down there. I think he's a keyboard guy, too, so it looks a little bit more aggressive than it actually was.
Now that we've gotten through all the pit stuff, we got to find our new leader. Looks like it's going to be Edwards, the 80 of Edwards.
The 80, yep. Thanks to everybody watching on YouTube, by the way. We got a bunch of people in there. We got David Chin. We got, who's that? Michael Norman.
David Chin, Sunday's winner. Yeah. A good race.
That was.
Happy for him to get that one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, ASR Super Speedway Series. We broadcast that stuff, and it was a lot of fun to watch that one.
Lights are out on the pace car. They're coming into turn 3 currently right now. Pavlon, Edwards in the lead. Pavlon on the outside. Paul.
Pablo Anthony's got some fans in the YouTube chat.
Lamos. And hey, look at that guy in 5th back there.
I know,
Merkel's
right?
made his way up to 5th.
Carlos says hi. Isn't he supposed to be driving? He's in the YouTube feed on the live chat. Carlos Mendez says
Oh
hello.
my gosh.
I'm like, wait a second.
One of
Are you
those
texting
guys.
and driving?
Edwards gets a great start.
Fluid Studios. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, but everybody kind of held off behind him. Didn't go. It's like nobody was there to push. So Edwards still got a pretty good start. Hall on the bottom. I don't know if that was planned or not. Pavlon got down in behind him, so Pavlon didn't want to be on that house side. He wanted to get down to that bottom, so Merkel's going to probably surpass Lamas up there and make his way into the 4th position. I believe Merkel has led a lap yet tonight. He has not.
Nope.
Oh, and Merkel went to the high side. TV, we haven't seen much of him up near the front tonight. He's up there.
Fluid
Apparently running
Studios in the
through
YouTube chat says, "Hey, Tarnation TV, sound looking great, fellas. Dega Heads join us on Sunday, Super Sundays at ASR. Yeah, get on over there. There's some super speedway racing to be done at the ASR League." And then he asks, "Wow, no yellow for that?" Yeah, this league, Brian, they have what they call the caution cooldown. If they have, is it 3 or 4 quick ones? The 5th caution won't happen. They'll stay green. So that's why Ben got mixed up in a blender. You'll wonder, why didn't the yellow come out? They run a special executable here on the server side that allows them to trigger yellows when they want. So, and they can also trigger green flags when they want. So you'll notice sometimes the yellow, the caution laps aren't the same as it would be if the game was calling it. The game would call it, you get 3. But like here, we could literally go green before the lap's even done, like, which is great on a road course. They could bring out the yellow for a minute and then go green before you even get back around to the start-finish line again. So it's pretty handy when they use that tool.
Yes, that's what TMP does that, but they allow the game to out the caution, but they just make sure that the caution laps are only 2 laps.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Thanks for, because Martinsville, you're going to run 5-6 laps of caution.
Yeah,
Nope,
exactly.
You're not. You're going to get 2 laps. That's it. And then the only difference they do is when they get down to, I believe it's under 10. They call it quickie cautions. Under 10, you only get 1.
Right. Matthias Yankee in the YouTube chat says my engine shut down out of nowhere.
Oh no!
That's not fun.
He's not had a whole lot of luck this year. He spent more time finishing races than he has in the chat, but he has been in the chat a few times a little too early.
Showing on the screen there right now, the 2026 Maverick Cup schedule has been released. We've been asked to show it. It was on the Facebook page as well. Added a couple more races. Ben was saying it's the Mexico City brand new track they're running. I guess there's a different configuration that they're going to run. So that'll be kind of neat. And Montreal, they're running at the Gilles Villeneuve.
Say, is that Circuit Gilles Villeneuve?
Yes, it
is.
is.
That's a great road course.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like the Canadian. I mean, I live in Ontario, right? So I'm Canadian. You got to like the Canadian tracks. I'm like, but there's some good ones, man. Like Bowmanville's got Canadian, or what is it called? It's not Canadian Tire Motorsport Park anymore. I think Canadian Tire. They just call it
still
Motorsport.
Motorsport to me.
Yeah, so,
always will be.
Yeah, I always same thing. I just call it Motorsport all the time. But that's a pretty awesome track. But Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, man, that's such a cool track. It's so fast, a couple of crazy hairpins and gnarly chicane or two, and it's like, but you can always, it just seems that you can always just drive the car right on the edge.
Yep.
You know, once you get those points down, you can just send it through the chicane and just, you're an inch away from kissing the wall, but you're not going to hit it. Just
try not to hit Champions Corner.
Yeah.
Everybody hits Champions Corner.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
It's a cool track. That'll be a lot of fun.
They call it Champions Corner because so many champions have wrecked there.
Yeah. Oops, wrong button.
Back to the pace car lights off.
Yes, sir.
Edwards leading it. Avalon on the outside. Lamas on the inside. Hall, Merkel, and then Peavy. Top 6 cars.
See, Mosport is a cool track, but it's got that crazy hairpin that goes downhill. You come up the hill and then a crazy hairpin wrap around to the right, and you go down the.
Yeah, when you come out of that,
it's like woof.
If you race like I do in the cockpit, when you come out of that corner, you lose the track.
Yeah,
absolutely lose the track. Pace
even
cars
on the roof,
pit road. Edwards is going to start us here.
Even on the roof cam, you kind of lose sight of the track too. It's so steep.
Well, they all disappeared on me.
That is true. They all disappeared on me as well.
Oh.
Every single car in the world is gone.
Yeah. I got booted.
green flag's waving. I can see that, but I can't see any cars. I don't know if the server had an issue or...
I'm not sure. I got booted out of it, but I'm just waiting to get back in.
Yeah, the game didn't crash. The server just disconnected.
Still up.
Yeah, server died. According to the YouTube chat, Michael Norman, McKinley Man 93, server died. Rest in peace, server.
Well, that's not good.
And now a word from we don't have any. From the word from our sponsor. Let's stare at some screens. I don't know. I could just bring that one back up again. Hey, check out our schedule for next year. We're racing in Montreal. Some new tracks. They did Chicago Road Course. I thought he was some cool ones. I thought we were talking about. They added some. What is it? Chicago Land. Okay, Chicago Land.
Mexico City's on there.
Mexico City.
Montreal. The
Montreal,
two more road courses. You got Watkins Glen and Sonoma, which they always do run.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that variety. I like it when they stuff that stuff in there.
Has somebody made a good Chicago road course track yet?
Yes. Yeah, it came out like the day that they were racing it on TV. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Fast ran it. Randall Coleman and the boys over there at the Fast Racing League. Yep. They ran the Chicago street course, and it's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty tight, honestly, because it's much like Toronto, the Molson.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's just walls on the highway. So it's like, yeah, there's no runoff, there's no kitty litter, there's no grass. It's barriers, and then they have to weld down all the manhole covers because they will fly up into the air and kill people.
Yep.
That type of thing. The Lakeshore Boulevard, downtown Toronto, it's like kind of like a freeway, and that's the big straightaway. That's actually where Gilles Villeneuve died.
They had to...
got up into the wall there, and the car came apart and into the fence.
Yeah, came apart, and he hit the fence. The car was on the other side of the track.
Yeah. Oh, was he ejected?
You could call it ejected, but the car kind of fell apart, and he was just laid up against the fence. So.
Eesh. I've actually never seen the wreck, but I remember that was where he died, on Lakeshore Boulevard downtown. We were just down there last weekend.
I was thinking maybe we should pull Benjamin Schneider up here and find out what the plan is for what we're doing.
Yeah, he's probably frantically trying to fix something right now, but yeah, if we could grab him for 10 seconds, he can probably give us a pretty quick answer.
Benjamin, Rod, and Blaine up the booth. We're just kind of wondering, how do we getting it fixed back up, and what's the plan?
Okay, the server's going to be back up. So the procedure for server crash is if the race was to make it over halfway, we would have been done. How we made it to lap 50 or later, how we made just a few more laps, that would have been it. If the server crashes before halfway, we reset it to the number of laps remaining. If it crashes out after halfway, the race is official.
Okay. So there was 46 laps left. We're going to just run a 46 lap, or as close as you can get it, to wrap it up.
Correct.
How do you grid it up? Is it just lotto?
No, we're going to add an extra pace lap. Keith's going to add an extra pace lap at the beginning. That won't count towards the number of laps. It might, but we're going to have that to set the field back in the correct order.
Oh, okay,
perfect.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll let you go and do what you got to do, and we'll take care of that until we get going.
Thank you, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
So now we know what the procedure is.
Nice. He's got stuff. Yeah, that's actually, it's in the rule book. I remember reading it. There's always that section, but you never really retain that information because it's very rare that this actually happens. But it's kind of like a rain delay. That's what's going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I can't begin to tell you how many rules I read. And then when I get to a certain league, sometimes I gotta go, okay, wait a minute. How do we do the lucky dog here?
Yeah.
Like, they kind of look at you kind of funny and go, you don't remember? And I'm like, well, You know, when you run 5, 6, 7 races a week at, 6 or 7 different nights, you sometimes have a tendency to forget.
Yeah, and every league has the same core set of rules, but then there's instances that, like if this would have happened somewhere else, it's just over. That's the where you were. That's the final results. We'll take care of it, and we'll see you next week.
Gives us something else to talk about, for a minute.
Yeah, so it looks like the boys are back out here, letting everybody get connected again. So like we were saying there, Ben was saying what will happen is they will set it up for what was left. It was 40-something. 50 laps, maybe. They'll set it, well, I guess we can check, actually. It'll say it right on there. I know they got it set to 98 still. So they're going to have to re-rack this, because I think we were up into like the 47 lap range or something. Yeah, they're going to change the laps here now.
We were close to the halfway point, but we weren't quite there yet.
Yeah.
We were more looking at the racing and then keeping track of the laps.
Yeah, the racing was great. Like after they got the cars warmed up and we were going for it there, it was really good. And then the servers quit. I'm assuming they're going to knock the laps down. It's currently still set to 30%, which is 98 laps here at New Atlanta. Going to have to knock that down, I think, to around 40 or so. 40 or 50, I would imagine. Hampton, Georgia is where this track is located. You see on the screen there, Echo Park Raceway, formerly known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's funny, I looked up why. Like, why change it? Obviously, it's money, right? Like, they're going to...
Yeah. Sponsorship.
It's going to be sponsorship-related stuff. But it's kind of interesting to read about it. Atlanta Motor Speedway was renamed Echo Park Speedway in June 2025 due to a multi-million-dollar 7-year naming rights deal with Echo Park Automotive, a subsidiary of Sonic Automotive. Sponsorship was initiated to elevate Echo Park's brand's national profile, aligning with the family-owned nature of both Echo Park and the track's operator, Speedway Motorsports. So that's actually both businesses are owned by the same family. So then the change reflects a new era in the Speedway, which had previously been owned by its original, or had been known by its original name for over 30 years. So the naming rights deal, renaming the, where was it? Family ties. Both the Speedway Motorsports, which owns the track, and Echo Park Automotive, the new sponsor, are founded by the same family. David Smith and Sonic Automotive and his brother Marcus Smith of Speedway Motorsports are key figures in this intertwined business structure. So it's a family-run deal, and there's a ton of money involved. You were going to say, sorry, just much like I interrupted you on that one.
Oh no, but it's like IRP, came ORP, which was O'Reilly Motorsports Park. It's a lot of it's a money thing. Running a track, isn't when you're running these bigger tracks, you got to imagine they don't necessarily have a weekly racing series.
No. Yeah, some of them sit for 5 or 6 months because it's snowing.
Yep.
But
you got like in my area, you got Loudon, and they run rally cars there. They used to run the IndyCar series up here. I've always wanted to go see that because they say it's unreal how fast they go around that track. Then
I remember that old Papyrus game. Loudon was in there in IndyCar racing, like '93. That game came out, I think. But
they do other things. They have a street stock series that travels around up in this area to all kind of local different tracks. They run that there. They got the Act Tour that runs there. They don't run it every week. It's a lot of the tracks will do that. They'll run events. Sears Points, you always see them. They got motorcycles that run there. They actually race motorcycles at Loudon too. There's a road course at Loudon. But there's just most of the tracks sit for quite a while. So if they can have sponsors that come in and help them out.
Yeah. And it is funny because the old school guys will always call it as what you knew, right? Like, so like in Toronto, for instance, the Blue Jays play at the Sky Dome. Well, it hasn't been the Sky Dome for 20 years. It's been Rogers Centre. But there's Rogers Centre in Toronto. There's a Rogers Centre now in Ottawa because they used to play at the Corral Centre. And we went to Rogers Stadium last weekend. And it used to be called Downsview Park. It's just like, we still call it Downsview. We still call it the Sky Dome, because it's always going to be the Sky Dome. But yeah, we understand too, like Maple Leaf Gardens, right? Like Toronto Maple Leafs play at the Gardens for 100 years. And they didn't tear the arena down. They turned it into condos and they turned it into a Loblaws. So it's a grocery store. And center ice is still there in like the cereal aisle. They still got the dot on the floor where center ice was. And like, hey, they didn't tear the building down. It's a historic building. It's Maple Leaf Gardens. And it's cool that they kept that. But then, of course, moving forward, what is it? It's the Air Canada Centre. And then, of course, Air Canada is now, it's called the Rogers Centre. So, like, Rogers is a big media company up here in Canada. They, internet providers, cell phones, TV stations, they own all kinds of stuff. And they've got to have all these big arenas. But then, the big arenas, like, well, yeah, because now we've got Rogers money, So, why not? You need money.
Oh, look at that, Blaine. The random qualifying setup. You made it into the 5th spot.
Nice.
Ready to go back green.
We are wrapping them up.
To your cars.
Race length is still set to 98 laps. No, it's not. 59.
59.
Sorry. That's weird because on the info panel it says 98 laps.
Yeah.
But on the lap counter it says 59. Yeah.
Driver.
Well, I had to laugh. Somebody that just recently got back into NASCAR racing 2003. I believe it was something that was put on Facebook. They were looking for Charlotte. In 2003, it wasn't called Charlotte Motorsports Park. It was Lowell's Motor Speedway.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I know it. I know it as Lowell's Motor Speedway.
Yep.
So 59.
Alan Wenzel got the pole out of that, but it's not going to stick. The only advantage he's going to have out of that, though, is that he will have the number 1 pit stop. Now, the next question I have is, I wonder, we didn't ask Benjamin, and I'm not going to ask him. I wonder what they do about the lap cars. Are they going to be giving them, penalizing them their 1 lap down, or do they get a pass on it and get a chance to start over on the lead lap? That'd be interesting to see.
That's interesting. I know they'll probably have to go to the back, and then that's a lot of work.
You do probably better than I am. Seth Cole would have been able to tell you how many were a lap down, how many laps down they were.
Yeah.
That guy's while he's talking, he's writing, and that's not me.
He has to be.
I got to focus on a screen in front of me, a screen on the side of me. Our GTL TV, the race standing.
Yep.
Trying to keep track of all the people that are sending stuff on there. I ain't got time to write stuff down.
So we all know Carnby was first. Because he went right to the phrase, like, out of my way, boys. My position was easy to remember.
Yep.
So you saw the pace car head down. The green flag is waving, but that is irrelevant right now. And we'll throw the yellow out. While these guys get everything figured out.
Like he had explained, they're just going to let everybody get back into their positions that they were. And then once they do, I'm sure that they'll do is they'll just do a countdown. The leader gets to a certain point, and at that point they just do 3, 2, 1 green.
Yeah. Interesting that they threw the yellow out, because now they're going to have to clear 700 black flags for passing under caution.
Yeah, that's different. And I do know at some of the leagues that I've raced at, they all have the lucky dog, but they all do the wave rounds. And what the wave round is if you were ahead of the leader when the caution came out, or you stayed out, the leader pitted, so you were able to go by him, and you're behind the pace car, but you're in front of the leader. One of the things they wanted to do was to get the lap down cars out of the way of the leaders so they give them wave arounds. Well, I've been in races where there are 15, wave around cars plus, lucky dogs will do that. They will, instead of they'll let the green come out, but instead of letting it come out and then, racing it, they'll just let them guys go around while somebody, the admins clear up the black flag. So.
Right. Yeah, and Ben, Ben was retired from the race, so he's able to sit up in the tower right now and sort of run everything.
But there again, so the other thing too is if they pull the caution out, what that does is it gets everybody organized. So let's just say, one guy's got to get up, he's got to be ahead of so-and-so, whatever. Once he gets in that position, they can clear his black flag.
Right.
It's not like, it's, giving laps back. So a lot of times, some of the leagues will actually have you speed down pit road, try to get you to be the end of the longest line car, just get to the back of the pack, and then they'll grant you a lap back, which will give you back on the lead lap. Now, the downside to doing that is if a caution falls before they get a chance to do that, it won't take effect because you can't give somebody a lap back under a caution. Something the game won't let you do.
Okay.
But you can clear black flags at any time during the game. So sometimes that works out pretty good because a lot of times what they'll do is once the green comes out, the admin will clear the black flag. You can clear it, and even if a caution comes out, it can still be cleared, and then, there won't be a black flag for it.
It looks like what they've done, because now all the black flags have been cleared. Coming off of the list that we can see it, but the viewers can't see it.
Yeah, our GNL TV gives us a lot of information.
Yeah, thanks to Peter Dickett for figuring that thing out.
Only a downside to it is right now the fastest laps. Oh, I still actually have it. Well, maybe not. It may. I'm just wondering. Nobody's pitted, so yeah. So it would be fresh. So we don't have the fastest laps of the people that were there earlier. We don't have the pitting information of the people that were there earlier.
All those stats are gone. Server crashes, nothing's saved, right? You can't save the replays. You can't save the exports. They probably just rewound the broadcast to see where everybody was.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's happened before. We had an issue one time at Talladega Nights Racing League, and a similar instance where the server puked, and we were able to, same thing, well, how do we know where everybody was? I'm like, just rewind the broadcast, So I went on YouTube and I wrote down all the names and sent it over. So then they knew who was where, because my ticker will keep scrolling until it resets, so everybody crossed the line. They didn't know who was where, but I'm like, I just let the thing run until it came up blank.
Yep.
Then you just rewind it and write everything down, so. That's a little fail-safe run in a broadcast, because if that would have happened in a non-broadcast race, you wouldn't have had that.
You wouldn't have that at all.
Yeah, like, oh man, well, who's where? And then you just look at the broadcast and go, oh, the ticker's still running. Yeah, the ticker will spit information out for like another 60 seconds.
The other thing, too, though, is if you had the new stuff that we're working on, that you're working on for the broadcast going here, which we know, that would have made it even easier because it's all on one screen.
Yeah. Yeah, there would be a cycle on the bottom half, but it looks like the lights are out on the pace.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Edwards, Avalon, Llamas, Hall, Merkel, and PV is your top 6. Neves. Another new one for me. I got to remember the 129.
Rich Roy?
Yep, Roy. Okay.
Might be Roy. Depends if he's French or not.
Yeah. Young, and then
there's Hall.
Victor was going to be in the top 10. So now this is the question I have, but we'll see how it works out. I'm going to keep track of that because we knew that Victor was 1 lap down.
Yes.
Be interesting to just see. It's their, curious. It's not that they're doing, they're doing what they do. That's how they run the show. I'm just curious what they're going to do about lap cars, or whether, the server crash, reset, whatever gives them the advantage to being back on the lead lap.
It was a very interesting race too, because we had cars, like a lot of lapped vehicles intermixed with the leaders, and
Yep.
it was, nobody was really damaged. It was just sort of happening, so it was kind of neat.
Race cars
That
was off.
plays into good race. It makes for good racing when you get mixed up like that.
See if Lamas is getting ready to give Edwards a shove. Green flag's out. Edwards got a pretty good shot. Lamas is right there giving him a good shove. To clear Pavlon before they get out in the exit of 2, I believe.
Looked to me like they wanted to go a lot earlier than that flag actually came out. That looked like a late green on there. They weren't gunning it until they hit the line.
Merkel sitting back there, currently in about the 5th position, but believe by the time we get back around to the front that he'll be in the 3rd position, being that bottom line seems to work a little better. Pavlon's stuck up there with Hall behind him, but just don't have that good run that they need. He's probably going to try to come down in between Merkel, and he does, but Neves is going to... Okay, so Matt Lamas decided to try to see if he could pass Edwards on the high side. Right now, currently, there's a lot more cars up there, a lot tighter, so they might be able to make that happen.
Yeah. Nevis got her pinned on the bottom, slid up a little bit there because he flattened her out on the apron for a half second.
But it's
Paulo
the
Vitor.
straightaways. It's the straightaways where they're going to make the big difference. On the corner, I don't see him gaining. Edwards not losing anything by himself down there on the bottom, as much on the bottom as he is on the straightaways.
I'm surprised the speeds aren't faster. We're only hitting about 180. I remember this track being way quicker, but maybe I'm thinking of Texas. I thought they were similar.
Texas is pretty quick.
Because we're only hitting like 180 down the straights here. I was expecting over 200.
Some of that could be the setup. That has a part to
Rhythm
do
a
with it.
bit. Yeah. Different gearing for sure, maybe. We're just focused on Nevis right there and Vitor right behind him.
Lamas at 84. Lamas just took over the lead.
So there is lap down cars.
You've got... I bet you they are slowly but surely giving everybody a lap, taking their laps away.
Yeah, it looks like they're fixing that. They're running where they were running, and they are now, it looks like they are fixing the lap counter, because Quentin Moore is 2 laps down, Danica Matthew is 3 laps down. We haven't run that many laps for that to happen, so.
It's to clear a black flag if you're not in the car. Because when you're in the car, you can use what they call, here we go.
It's the macro.
Macro, that's the word I'm looking for, is the macro. You can just click on it, you type the number, you hit enter, boom, bang. It's quick and simple and easy. If Benjamin having to do that outside, you got to type exclamation point, clear, underscore.
Because the macros only work from the cockpit, right?
No, they work. They only work from the cockpit, so you have to physically type out. It would be exclamation point, lap
plus, minus,
plus the number sign, then the number. So, it takes a little bit of typing to be able to do that, to try to get everybody squared away.
Right.
Currently, right now, Victor is in the 8th position. I believe he was one of the cars that was a lap down. He was our early leader. I think he pitted and got kind of tangled up into one of those episodes on the front stretch.
Got a flash right there. Who's that? Dylan Young just blinked off my screen.
Yeah, I saw the same thing.
Jack Merkel right next to him. They do. They are locking in that low line.
Oh yeah, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
Merkel's currently sitting back there in the 6th position. As we said before, he started in the back before. Obviously, he had worked his way all the way up there, so he's one of these guys that just has got a natural knack for making his way up to the front.
Yep. But number
May
2,
not be able to win it, but he will be up there, right in the top 10, making up points. Currently ahead of Mercurial, which is right behind him. So
number 42 of Jonathan Peavy. 14 starts this season, has led 132 laps. He's got a win and 5 top 5s, and 8 top 10 finishes. The 2 car right there.
He's always pretty much, he's most of the time right there in the mix, so. Evans got a little high going into turn 1. I don't know if he had to lift or. Edwards is still running in the second position. Lamas is in first. Avalon, Hall, Merkel, Curio, Norman, Peavy, and Young.
That bottom line is so good. It is, like you said, it's so tough to pass here because to get a run on the outside, unless you have help.
So we got to talk to Jonathan Godfrey and have him fix it so that there's a second groove in this track.
Oh, that would be cool.
Doesn't have to be a dominant groove, just a little bit more bite on that high side so they could make it a little more two-wide racing.
And that's the thing, like you go back to the 2-wide racing here, like you got the 42 of Young, he's right next to Norman Mercurio, you got Christian Torres right behind him. They're hanging out there, they're able to drive the car out there. They're just not really advancing much.
Yeah. Neves tried to go to the high side and he's going to go back all the way to Young.
Yeah, possibly,
Maybe
yeah.
he can get in front of
Merkel.
Don't think he's going to, because Merkel got up in there and closed that door before he could get there, so.
Yeah, it's just you're able to drive out there, but not alone. You know, it is almost relying on that drafting. See, now he's picking up Young and Torres.
You also talk about, you know, how this is just a one groove, pretty much a one groove racetrack down the bottom. You run Atlanta BR, you literally run right next to the wall all race long, and nobody's really going to get underneath you unless they got the, you know, make a Hail Mary.
Calamity ensues. Jonathan Peavy, the Tarnation TV, that car is wrecked.
Boy.
A lot of
Mendez is
damage
in
on
it.
the 2.
Victor's in it. Driver side damage. Gutierrez,
There was a lot of cars in there.
47.
Just rewinding here to see what happened. It looks like from the
Everybody's on
bird's eye
pit
view,
road.
it's just a checkup situation, and everybody got tangled up in it.
Avalon and somebody got tangled up on pit road.
Oh, wow. The 14 of Sully was not lifted going through there. He was doing 160 miles an hour and completely, it was so bad they had to cover it up with a caution sign. Okay, let's find a different camera angle. He was going full speed through that smoke, and Bishop slid down right in front of him. That might be the end of the engine for the 14. That was a hard hit, man. Full on head-on collision there.
68 of Avalon going into pit road went to go turn into his pit stall and just got tagged by Zachary Hall there. Not an intentional thing, it just spun him around. That kind of put Pavlon back in the pack a little bit.
The 72, you said?
68 Pavlon
Oh, 68.
on pit road. They were going down pit road. He went to turn in. I think he probably lifted a little bit. Zach Hall was right on his rear bumper and ended up collecting him and spinning him around on pit road. Got more cars going down pit road here. Austin LaPlante's down there. Gutierrez is there. Torres is down there.
Yeah, Pavel, I'm having to do the 3-point turn to get that thing flipped back around again. Who's in first?
I'm headed to find. Looks like he must have stayed out to lead a lap, so Noah Wenzel had the lead.
Looking at Merkel right now.
Yep, I just got to it, yep.
Yep. From the back to the front. Halfway through stage 2. Can we call this a 2-stage race, maybe? Because we had a server crash.
There you go, stage racing.
Yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. We just figured it out. Yeah, first, I haven't seen a server crash in a long time. You know, this is an old sim, but man, they have that netcode down to a science because it's very rare that you'll see this thing lock up like that on the server side.
Mercurio's in first, Merkel's in first, Mercurio's second, Norman. Looks like Edwards, Hall, and then Hughes as the pace car makes that trip down to pit road. We're getting ready to go back green. Jack Merkel gets a great start, pulls right away, actually pulls right out in front of Mercurio on the high side. He had a great start on that one. Mercurio
Ducks in behind him,
ducks in behind. Norman, Hall right behind him. Edwards and Hughes got kind of stuck on that high side. They're probably going to go backwards. Edwards is looking to try to find room down at the bottom. Just not there. Anthony just didn't give him the time to get room to get in there. Anthony gets in ahead of him. Finally was able to make it down in behind Anthony. So.
Yeah, RJ Bishop in the YouTube chat. I was going to get the lucky dog, and then I got plowed. The engine went boom. So when the 14 of Scully hit Bishop, it ended Bishop's day.
Ah, that's too bad.
Yeah. That wasn't a very good checkup on Scully's part. Black flags are being shown, but they probably will be cleared because on a restart situation, they probably just got caught to the inside.
Yeah, because they do the restart side by side.
Mm-hmm.
The game does not understand that.
No.
So
if you pass to the left, that's going to give you black every time.
yeah. So if you're the inside car, so we're just going to say using the 3 cars in front of us, we had Jack Merkel on the bottom, Mercurio on the top, and Norman on the bottom. Had Norman beat Mercurio to the line, or he would have concurred a black flag, and they clear that just because game doesn't have the ability to understand the difference of why you got a black flag. All I know is you pass somebody illegally. So
yeah, passing under the yellow. Yep. You're allowed to advance a position on a restart to the right. You can't do it to the left.
Yep.
And that's just a rule that's been changed, and they're not gonna. But then again, you've mentioned it too. There's some leagues that don't care. Yep. If you get it, you got to serve it.
So that way it was back.
But you could brake check a guy. That's kind of why they clear him, I think.
Back in 2003, the way NASCAR did it was what they did is they would take the lead lap cars would be on the outside groove, lap down cars would be on the inside groove. It was a little bit weird way of doing it.
Oh, look at this. Mercurio getting underneath the 24 for the lead.
He went up to try to pass him on the high side, kind of snookered him and went down to the bottom with all them cars down in the momentum.
Yeah, good move. He was all over him.
No, didn't Mercurio lead earlier? He has not led this round, so he'll get that done right now.
Yeah, and they'll do their best. They might be able to pull some information from the broadcast, but the broadcast is only showing the positions. It's not showing laps led.
Right, they'd have to actually watch and figure out when, who, I would hate to be the guy that has to do the scoring for this, because That's literally what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to go through the broadcast and go to the early part of it.
Yeah, watch every lap.
Literally watch every lap. Okay, who led this lap? Write it down. Who led this lap?
And we're not always focused on it.
No.
We're looking around the field sometimes. Like if I'm over here checking out Santiago Gutierrez and Christian Torres at 24th and 25th position, Quentin Moore back there in 25th. Gustavo Carrillo, 22nd. There's Carroll on 21st. Pachon, Matthew, Navis, Scully, Garcia, Edward, pace car, Carroll, Pachon, yeah, Navis, Scully, Edward, Garcia, Dorsey, PV is still out there. That thing is ruined, but it's still running. Vitor, Paulo Vitor is in 14th, so he's on the lead lap. He was up the front there at the start of the race. He's sitting right about mid-pack right now all by himself, but hey, nice, lots of room around to drive your own race. He's not too far away from this lead pack with Noah Wetzel, Rich Roy, Felipe Asinato. We got LaPlante, Pavlon, Mendez, Dylan Young, Keith Hughes. There's Merkel, Lamas, Anthony, Zach Hall, Michael Norman, and Josh Mercurio is your leader through the field on lap 31 as it begins.
We're down to about 28 laps to go. Mercurio still out in front, Norman right behind him. Pretty much the top 8 cars just running nose to tail.
Yeah, that low line, like I said, it's the one to be in because although we did see, Josh got around Merkel and Merkel's. Oh,
I see smoke.
Michael Norman. Michael Norman saved it. Kept it off the track, yeah.
Oh, and it's no yellow.
No yellow because he wasn't in the racing line. He wasn't in anybody's way. He got pushed out of line there on the front straightaway by the 32 Zachary Hall. He just kind of got bottled up in between those two guys, between the 86 and the 32, and
kind of started racing, getting a little racy and running side by side. That's allowing Jack Merkel to get down, and he's up into the 4th position on the inside line, about 5th in realistic position. That gave him a little bit more of a room to get up there and get racy with him.
Now these guys are 2x2. This is getting a little bit interesting here. Just keep in mind, we've been green for a while, so they're going to have to start thinking about pitting.
Did we went back with... So we did have some caution, so yeah, you're right. They're going to be pitting here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. There's been 2 yellows in this second, in the reset stage here. But we have been green for a while.
In the garage, it says they can do 32 laps.
Okay.
That's, mind you, we've had a few cautions. I don't think any of the lead cars have have pitted under those cautions. But depending on the track, sometimes you get 2 to 3 extra laps, when the caution comes out. So, I think you're correct. I think we'll be seeing some pitting here pretty soon.
There's Jorge Bachon. We see him coming into the pits on the low end there.
"24 laps to go." They can do that. I mean, oh no!
Oh wow! I got
Mendez in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right when I flipped to check the pit insurance is when that happened.
Looked like Anthony and Merkel kind of got together a little bit. Anthony got sent out into Mendez. Mendez into the wall, bounced off the wall, and rolled it upside down on the front stretch.
Almost looked like they wanted to go 3 wide right here. And they were actually 3 wide. Oh yeah, Mendez got clobbered.
We know probably everybody up front are going to pit. Probably, I don't know about what they're going to do for tires. We don't know what their tire wear situation is, but came together and Anthony just bounced off into Mendez. Mendez just had nothing to, he's just in the wrong place.
He's just there doing his thing. Agreed. The pits were open right there, so he's able to hit pit road now. Looks like the majority of the field, yeah.
Lap down cars that hit on the first time by are going by. Wenzel, I don't think he was a lap down. He's going to try to stay up, maybe lead a lap.
I don't see Wetzel. No, he was not. He was on the lead lap. Yeah, you're right.
So he stayed out to lead a lap. Merkel's taken, it looks like Mercurio's taken 4. Everybody's taken 4 tires, so. I was wondering what that would do, but Mercurio is not the first one out of pit road. That is Young in the 42. I'm got to go back and see if he took 4 tires. I'm wondering because he wasn't right up there near the front, so.
Race off pit road here. Oh, what's going on there? Roy is turned around.
Yeah, Young only took right side tires.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, Roy was just coming back around to get on the track again and ended up spinning around.
Oh, boy.
There's Vitor, 16th.
So must have got his... Nope, he didn't lead that lap. He's coming down pit road now. Dez led that lap, so I'm not sure how that all worked out. Now our lap lead, yeah. Wave rounds just went around. Lucky Dogs and wave rounds went around.
Looks like Scully's going to take the penalty there on an improper lane change. He entered the pits about 15 stalls too late. Just drove across the lawn. We'll pretend we didn't see that.
So Noah Wenzel was able to lead that lap. He wasn't able to lead it the last time by. It's kind of hard to get out and beat the pace car to the line when the car that's on the first car that's going down pit road, they were able to beat him to there. But this time when he went in pitted, he was able to get that lap led this time. So Young out front. Tire change, only right side tires. Plus, I think took 4 as well. Merkel back there in 4th with 4 tires. Paul, that one is Pavlon. Austin the Plant there, 3rd place in points back there in the 7th position, sorry. And Keith Hughes, the only Honda on the field, up there in 8th spot. Oh, yeah. Lights are out on the pace car. Now you was gonna say, does it show up out on the broadcast, the pace car doing a little drifting to the corners?
It does look like that sometimes, yeah.
It does. He is sliding the rear tires. Let's see what Young can do on the restart here. Really even start. Mercurio got a little better one. Lamas is going to give him a good, Young a good push.
Whoa.
Lamas just went to the high side.
Yeah. Almost caused a wreck. The 68 there, Joseph Landy Pavlon had to check up and got the heck away from him. He's like, yeah, I don't like that.
That was a little weird that he did that.
Yeah, because you don't want that high line here. We've seen it. It's a train on the bottom.
I would imagine Young probably spun the tires a little bit, having right side fresh tires and, old tires on the inside. Just didn't get the start that, he really needed to get. Back of Merkel's car looks kind of like it's a little bit of a sad face. Sometimes that will help you set up, could make it a little looser. So back under caution again. We'll have to find out what happened. Not sure why we're under caution.
Looks like the 89 of Quentin Moore.
A little bit of assist was earlier on that, so
Oh, no, Quentin was involved in it. It happened in front of him. Asinato, and it looks like they're trying to go around. Oh, let's put it in replay mode here. It looks like they're trying to go around Matthew. Asinato and the 12 there, going at 3 wide. And that. Torres, Quentin got a hold of Torres. That's fucking nuts. Got into the 89. I do like that 89 paint job. I think I've said that last time he was here too. Nice and simple.
it's like Jorge Pachon's. I like his paint scheme.
Yep.
Whatever. I just like the colors of that. Getting down to about 16 laps to go, so business is going to start picking up. Interesting to see, anybody can get that high side to work and maybe get up there and pass Mercurio or Merkel out there. Now he's probably going to be, I'm pretty sure Mercurio's going to take the bottom, so Merkel out there in the high side. Mercurio's got Young behind him with the 2 right side tires. Merkel's got Hall behind him in the 32 with 4 tires, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets a better push and maybe gets Merkel back out in front.
Thinking they will shut the lights off this time through.
This lap so far tonight is done by Carlos Mendez. 30.113. That's 182.320 miles per hour. That's cooking it along.
That's getting her done.
Mm-hmm. It's our off on the pace car. Just down in turn 1, though. We still got almost a little lap to go. As you said, Mercurio's on the front. Merkel. Then we got Young. Hall. LaPlante. Lamas. Pavillon? Yeah, that's Pavillon. Still at it. Victor back there in 8th position.
He's been all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the top 10, though. Good spot to be at the end of this thing.
Yeah. Neves and then Hughes are top 10. Let's see who gets the better start this time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a drag race, I think. The 86 and the 24 are both really good on the restart.
Mine, I don't know if you see it on yours.
Yeah.
Back of Merkel's car's got damaged, like I said.
Yeah.
Could hurt him, could help him too. Merkel just stayed right with him.
That's an identical. Yeah.
LaPlante right in the back of Young, getting him a little push. That's for Young's. Well, he made through the corner pretty good there. I was going to say, there's 2 right side tires. They're going to be good for a while, but as we get a little bit further along down here, they're going to start to pull them down in the middle of the corner. See if Merkel can get underneath, get down in front of Young before he gets up there.
Yeah, that's the spot you're going to want. There it is. There, yep. Oh, shut the door. Yep, it's close, but he made it work.
Yeah, well, with just the right side tires on Young's car, it'd probably give him slow him down just a little bit. Although he went to the high side, that's
opened it back up again.
yeah. he thinks that he's going to get enough help out there. I don't see that working.
It's kind of what I was going to say. I'm like, maybe he's trying to find a way for that line to work.
You got to get enough people behind you to make it do that. I don't see that. I don't see, you're getting down to it. We're almost about 12 laps to go here coming to the line. I don't see anybody deciding that they're going to go up and just help him when they can, maybe get an advantage on him on the bottom. Especially when he's the points leader and he's got as much point lead as he does.
Right. He's the points leader by like 333 or something. A lot. That's a lot. Yeah. I'm curious. Yeah. That line hasn't really been working that good. The fact that you're going to try to make it work now doesn't really make sense. I think he's just sort of up there. He doesn't need to push it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why get caught in that traffic? Just give the guys some room, maybe. That's might be what he's thinking.
We got what, like five or six races left in the season. Imagine if he takes the green on every single one of them. I don't know if they can catch him or not, but you also can run smart. Just let him get right in there behind the plant.
Mm-hmm.
When he had the time to have hard time doing it now, I think Victor's going to probably get in there before that. Curiel moved up to the high side, so they must have been starting to make a kind of a little bit of headway up there.
It's Vitor, Lamas, and Hall are going 3 wide back here. Hughes, Nevis. Man, they're trading paint back here. Oh, man.
Some smoke.
They're really tight back here. Oh, 81 goes around with Dorsey. Not what we were watching, though.
Austin LaPlante on the bottom with Merkel pushing him is moving into the second position. Those just right side tires of Young starting to kind of kick back, kicking him and kicking him back a little bit.
Yellow. We're not within 5, so that did bring out the yellow.
So that means they had to race back to the line.
Yep, within
Austin
10, so it is race back, but not no caution situation.
Austin LaPlante was able to hold off hard-charging Merkel to stay into the second position. Doubt very highly we'll see any of the top 10, top 12 pit. Maybe Young, but it depends. If those 2 tires are just not working for him, you think you're going to just lose more positions, now's the time to go in, put 4 tires in it, and see if you can make a charge. But I haven't seen... It was a good strategy call. It got him up a little up there, got him up to lead a lap, but I don't think he's going to pay dividends. I don't know how far back he was before that, but yeah.
We should count the amount of times the 81 spins around.
Oh, God. Almost like the Cody every time he... Oh!
So
wow,
there's like kind of one right there. Maybe because it kind of went around and back around, but... That T-bone, that's like maybe 2 right there, but then you've got
last hit. I'd be dizzy trying to count.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I gave it about 6.5. Not too bad. Too bad. He might go to the pits and try to get the damage fixed on that.
I'm pretty sure he would.
Might be a good call. That's unfortunate for Santiago Gutierrez.
Yeah.
He was...
And then might need some Benadryl for his, ability to vomit from spinning so fast.
Well, he's way up there in the points too, right? Gutierrez, where is he? He's sitting there 7th coming into this race.
Yeah.
And
now
he's
got to
back
fix it,
to
get back out.
21st, so keep running the laps though.
Got to get it in there, got to get it fixed, get it back out there, get as many points as you can.
Yep. Because they've
Sunday.
run... Yep.
That Sunday it paid off. He got 2 or 3. He was, damaged car, kept going, and he ended up making up 3 positions. So
Exactly.
have to keep going. We're down to about 7 laps to go, probably maybe 6 when we go green. We'll see what happens when we hit the start-finish line here. As we always say, now business is about to pick up.
Yeah. Lights are off. Lane choice, I wonder. Mercurio definitely won't
He's going to take the
switch.
bottom.
Thanks again, everybody watching the YouTube. Join us again here on Thursday when it's Seth, Cole, and Michael Norman doing the commentating for the Tarnation TV production.
So when we hit the start-finish line, we're going to be 5 laps to go.
Right, so we will not go yellow. Next flag you will see is the white one, and then the checkered one. Whatever happens, happens. No yellow will be thrown.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's pretty fun to watch.
Yes. A lot of hungry guys out there. You know, you got Mercury up front, Austin LaPlante, Merkel. There's your top 3 in points. I'm not sure where Pavilion is in that. I'm sure he's in the top 10. Young hasn't been here for the whole season. Thomas has, I believe, been here for most of the races. Victor's been there for a few. We know Hughes has been here for a lot of them, but most of the time it's been a sitting admin. So
Right. He's here every week, but it depends if he has to sit out and call a race from the sidelines.
right, pace cars on pit road. See what happens with Austin LaPlante on the outside. On the inside, gonna give him a good push. Austin got a good start.
Yep.
Just can he hold off Mercurio in the first turn?
3 wide back there again.
Oh, whoa, no! That was a big one.
Yeah, wow. Yellow is up.
Oh, and 6 to go then.
Yeah, we were 1 out of that range, yeah.
I thought
We
we
are
were going to
racing
5 to go,
back.
so we're going to be 5 to go in here. It's going to, oh my gosh, it's going to be probably what they call the green-white checkered.
Might be. They were getting way too tight in there. Like you're getting 3, almost 4 wide. It almost looked like you're like, oof. Yeah, this track's wide enough, but that's really tight. That's no margin for error.
4 wide is, yes, you can do it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's
But
not
try
going to
try doing it at 180 mile an hour.
No, it's really not going to end that well. Fortunately for Austin LaPlante, he dropped back 2 positions to the 4th position. Lamas was able to get by him. So was Merkel, because that inside line. Downside to that is that's going to put him in the outside groove again. Not the groove you want to be in for the start.
No.
Still get back, lucky dogs must be. So.
Yeah, we were one lap out of that 5 lap
Close.
closing there. Yeah, the 5 to the checkered. They will not throw a yellow. It was actually there was 6 to go when that came out. Number 54 or 55 or 59 or 54, 59, whatever.
We got you.
Either way, we're under yellow. We will go green again before this thing ends. It's a cool way to get around, just to make sure the races always end under green flag conditions. Most of the time, sometimes it's tough to do it.
Yeah.
You might just want it to end under yellow, just to prevent tempers from flaring. But it's all in the rule book for a reason.
Yep.
5 to go. They don't pull any flags out except for white and checkers. Of course, it's a race back within 10. Most leagues practice that. But then no yellows within 5. It could get pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Especially
That's
for
for
guys
sure.
who thought to be up there all night, and then something crazy can happen. We've seen some wild finishes here.
But I think we're about to see another one.
here. Yeah.
And they are off. Looks like a green-white checkered situation. Got Neb is back there in 8th. Norman's out 7th, and Norman in 8th. PV's back there with that beat up car in the ninth position. Noah Wetzel's back there in 10th. The reason why I'm talking about them guys, these guys, that could happen. They could come up and steal a win away.
Yep.
All depends on what happens in these next laps, because as we said before, no cautions are going to come out. If something happens, they're just going to run it out. If you're going to place your money, are you going for Mercurio or Merkel?
Oh man, I'm thinking Mercurio.
He's on the
He's
inside.
been solid on that bottom line for the last 40 laps. You know, it's
Thomas has been pushing really good on the starts.
yeah.
So I think you probably got the right idea on that one.
Josh has just been holding that line. He's led 28 laps in this segment alone. Don't have the data from the last segment.
No, he led a few because he was up there for the most part, but he wasn't in the lead when the caution did come out, or when the server crashed, because he had pitted for the last caution. So here we go. Green flag is out. Nice even start up front. Almost didn't get ready to get in there and give him a good push like he does. Hughes in the back of Lamas giving him a good push. Austin the Plant hanging tight on that top side. Needs to get up there and give Merkel a push.
Yeah.
You want to do that, but he's also going to keep looking left, looking for that hole if it should open up that he can get down there.
Yeah, you only work with people until you don't want to.
Yeah, when you get down to this point, every. So there was the white flag.
Yep.
Next flag is
in the air.
Next thing to come by is going to end the race. So far, Mercurio's got it under control.
These guys.
Alma goes to the high side. I don't know if he got a little bit of a push and that kind of slid him up.
It looked like he might have been looking up there, but he might just be throwing a block on Merkel. I don't know. He's going to lose third. He's going to lose second position.
Make it to second.
Yeah.
He does. A little bit of a contact at the start-finish line.
Mercurio holds on.
That puts Cody Lamas in third place. Keith Hughes is going to be second. And your winner tonight, Josh Mercurio, the only Cadillac.
Right. The only Cadillac.
Cadillac
Josh
in the
Merck.
Austin's car that good
Congratulations.
all night long. Crosses the start-finish line in sixth place, which is great. If you see that car now, it's scrap pile. Headed to the scrap. It hammered pretty hard on that spun there at the end, and it's pretty beat up.
He's going to tear up the front lawn here at the brand new Echo Park Motor Speedway, Atlanta. Who knows what it's called anymore?
Track.
It'll be okay. Echo Park, they got the dough. That just means you get to keep on coming down to the racing track and watching the racing. Changing the names of stuff. Drivers don't drive the same cars all the time anymore.
And burn it down, and then we'll see if we can't find Cody Lamas. Third place finisher for tonight. You're gonna get mad at him for burning up the grass.
Yeah. Our turf team out there, the groundskeepers are angry. Oh, where's he going? He's going for a drive. We gotta get a different camera there. Oh, maybe not. He got stuck.
All right, well, let's see if we can find
Your winner, pinned behind the wall.
Cody Lamas. Now, I just noticed the game has the 848 to it, but he's racing the 84, so chat with him. Cody Lamas from Yard Weston and Blaine in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Hey, what's up? Seeing you guys again.
Hey now.
Yeah. Hey, nice nice race. You ran up front a little bit off and on, got kind of shuffled back to some of the pit stops. Server crash didn't have you up front, but by the end of it there, you were right up there in the thick of it. Thought you were going to probably give Mercurial a little bit more of a push, but he might have got away from you a little too quick. But all in all, I'll end it out with a third place finish for the night. That's not bad.
Not bad. I believe the last time I was here, I finished third again. So that's we got a third streak going apparently. But yeah, it was a fun race. I hung in the back. I did my thing like I did, and all of a sudden I ended up in like third. Then the server crashed, and I was like, "Oh, well, I guess we have to race now." So it's funny how those things go. And at the end there, it's a typical Maverick plate package. It's really hard. There's really any suck ups, and in our logic, Jack's push should have probably got me up to Josh, but it just went nowhere. It was like hitting a brick wall.
Every time you got stuck on that outside groove, it just didn't seem as though that outside groove had enough to really make anything happen.
Yeah, it's funny. I believe on one of those restarts in the first room, I was basically passing the top 5 cars by myself on the outside line with a guy like 8/10 behind me. And then when it matters and there's guys tucked up behind you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's just Mavericks play racing logic, like I said, and it is what it is. Still overall, had a good time. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't have the points up there. Blaine's got all that, but you've missed a few races, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not up in the top in the points pair, or
yeah, I think I'm like top 10 in owner points because I let Rogers do some of my races.
Oh yeah, that's right. 84. Yeah. That works out good for you in the owner points for sure.
Hey, I can't say no to Zach Rogers on a road course,
Yeah, really. Good call on that one.
Yeah. So we're doing that. Owner points are nice. Should be around now for the rest of the season. If maybe we'll see about Bristol. Depends on how.
With tonight 8 starts, and this is race 18.
So you missed a few.
Actually not bad to my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the deal. Hockey season, it's going to be starting up soon, so it'll definitely be interesting. I'll probably try a little more of that next season, but it'll be nice to see where the owner points shape out, and then maybe we can get the 48 car back because I hear a little rumblings that could be open again.
I mentioned that when I went to go grab you. I was like, wait a minute, he's got the 48 on his number, but he's running the 84. I think that's probably supposed to be his number, but well,
Yeah, it's just turn my name backwards and then it'll be correct.
There you go. That's a good one. All right, well, I'm going to let you give you the floor and to thank the people that got here, and the floor is yours, bud.
All right, thanks. Thanks for you guys for broadcasting. Always fun to watch back. Go see how it is. See all the wrecks I never get to see. Thanks to Fortnite, all them. Most of us died, I think, besides a couple of us. So that was interesting as well. Congrats to Josh. He deserves one of these play races. I did take one from him in a photo finish at Vegas, so you think it's time that he gets one of these. And thanks to the Panthers, man. The hockey season starts up in a couple weeks, and life's good again. Summer's gone, and it's time to go back to being cold.
Yep. Start slapping some pucks around.
Yep. There you go.
No. We don't like cold.
Cold in the ring. Cold in the ring.
Okay.
Not outside.
Everybody always says, "Oh, fall! It's so great! It's so beautiful!" And everything. No.
Hey, Florida's getting a cold front. We're gonna go into the low mid 80s and low humidity for once. Finally.
Well, if you're down in Florida, that's different too. So.
It's you.
All right, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Congratulations on your third place finish.
Thanks, Cody. Go Oilers. I keep saying go Oilers.
Okay.
Like if you beat us in the finals the last 2 years, it's not going to happen. But whatever.
Hey, third time's the charm,
Maybe. Wouldn't that be something? 3 years in a row, the same 2 teams make it to the finals. That'd be nuts.
Probably be a lot of bloodshed if it's a
Oh
third
my
time in a
God,
row
it's
for that one.
such good hockey though, man. Like the Oilers lose, but holy moly.
Hey, gotta do it for America.
Yeah.
All right, Cody.
All right.
Congratulations on your third place finish.
Yeah.
Half that team's Canadian anyway, so it's all good.
But when you said that, I was like, "Oh my God, here we go!" I had him on ready to take him out, and then you
I
said
had to wait until he left before I said that, because that's always a Canadian's excuse. It's like, it doesn't matter. We don't need the cup. Half your team's always Canadian anyway. Doesn't matter. We only got 6 teams. One of them will win it one of these days.
Our second place finisher tonight, Keith Hughes. Got you, buddy.
Yep, I got you loud and clear.
So, the guy that we think you would be probably right up there in the points, but playing the good admin duties most of the year, you haven't missed a few races. Just you're here, but sitting down there playing the sitting admin. So, not bad for you to come out tonight. Kind of like a plate race. You won plate race earlier this season. You are the defending champion of this race, and you turn around, come back, and finish second. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I have a pretty good average finish this year. I think I
You're
finished
racing.
out of the top 5 just once out of the races I've ran. So I think it might be 2, but I've had pretty good luck, I would say.
I would just think if you ran the whole season, you'd be right there fighting with Merkel.
I would be like 100 points ahead of Merkel. I'm not worried about that.
Like his confidence. But I see you earlier before the crash of the server. You did have some damage, so the server reset kind of did help you out there quite a bit.
Oh yeah, we had a chance to really fix the car up there, didn't we?
Yeah, we called it a rain delay, so that way you got a chance to fix the car, get it back out there, come all the way back up to the second place. So like I said, not bad. I'd really like to see you do a full season, just see what you could do, for the points wise though.
Yeah, I wanted to make it easy on Jack. Jack stresses a lot, so I was trying to keep him calm and didn't want to worry him too much.
You're saying you're just trying to be gentleman and give him the championship, is that it?
Yeah, I just race to have fun. I don't even look at points. Like, if even in the other leagues I race in, I don't care. I like coming, running, and trying to win. That's all I do. I don't really care about the
That's a
points.
good way to look at it. You're just coming out having some fun, and there's
Every
a ton of people
every
here.
night's
Yeah.
a new season to me. That's how I
See,
see
I
it.
do the same way exactly. Even in real life, I race, and that's exactly the way it is. I just race, have fun, and let the points fall where they fall.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Just come out, have fun, and not stressing about if you're going to lead a lap or earn these points. There's points there now. Just get the best finish you can and try to have some fun and try to avoid all the disasters that are happening around me.
But it's also, they have to commend you for, sitting out and playing sitting admin for quite a few times this year, which, literally is a help for, I understand. I've owned my own league, run leagues, stuff like that. Been admins in leagues and stuff like that. It's just, it's a big help.
I think it did clean up a little bit. Tonight was a little rough because it's super speedway, close racing, doors banging. I know it's going to happen, but for the most part, 80% of the people get it now. I think there's 20% that we still gotta either correct or boot if they're not going to get on board. But I think for the most part, everybody's figuring out.
Call it a super speedway, which kind of it races like one. Would you guys be able to run? I imagine in traffic probably not as much, but just run wide open to the whole fuel run.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was wide open pretty much all the time unless I had to check up for like a run or something. But
Yeah.
there was no. Maybe late in a run, which we only got one of those really, but a long run you would have to lift because tire wear was very significant on a long run, and it'd be hard to hold the bottom if you didn't.
And
lift.
we were expecting faster speeds. Like I remember Atlanta being up near 200 mile an hour sometimes. You guys are running cup physics, and you were only hitting about 180 maybe at the most. Was there like a gear
that
ratio
restrictor
change?
plate.
Oh, it's a plate because somebody said something about plate track.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
plate
thinking,
track. It's
so
got
they
a
switched
restrictor
it.
plate on it. That's why we were going so slow.
Oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Okay, yeah, because we were thinking this track's usually way faster, and that made sense because I think it was Lamas that said, Maverick plate racing, and I'm like, plate racing. So,
we had the
as
plate on it. That's why we
broadcasters,
were doing
as
that speed.
broadcasters,
And
we probably should have known that.
it's all right. To be honest, it's better for Maverick though to do that because it lowers the speeds and people can make the corners safer, which they didn't happen all the time. But if you're doing 20 miles an hour slower, that's 20 miles an hour that you have at reaction time. That helps cut out some of the plows.
Well, that's cool. Blaine, you got anything else for him? If not, I'm going to let him tell us about his people that
that's awesome. Yeah, that was the thing I wanted to talk about was the speeds. But yeah, that makes sense. It was a restricted. Is that just that must just be like an I&I change? You just change like a 1 to a 2 or something, and it ends up being
the chassis. I think
it's the chassis type, right?
Yep. I think it's 1 or 2. I can't remember which one it is.
Is there 5 of them? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think there's 5. I think it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 is kind of like a wild card type thing. It's not. It doesn't really exist, but it does.
Oh, okay.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are your different fit. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I couldn't be. I might be wrong, but it's close to that. But yeah, you just change that, and that's the plate. It also changes your fuel tank. So plate race, we get 13 gallons instead of 22. So it changes that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, man, this game's awesome. That's crazy. I forgot about the fuel range. Yeah, because it's retarding the fuel to the engine, and then with the smaller tank, because that is that a safety thing? So they're just not carrying as much fuel, or is that?
Oh, this is in 2003. I don't remember.
So what they did was they thought that by putting a smaller fuel tank in there, they would have to pit more often, and so it would make the racing a little bit more interesting. Remember, plate racing. You think of what the days of Dale Earnhardt Jr. At Talladega, they called him the Pied Piper because he'd roll the top of the track and all 20, 30, 40 cars would just be in a line behind him, trying to figure out ways to make it more, more racy, break it up a little bit, whatever, so they put a smaller tank in it.
Ah, okay, cool.
Nice.
There you have it.
The more you know.
Yeah, that's the problem is I do know. Anyways, Keith, congratulations in your second, but I'm going to give you the floor to thank the people that, get you here.
All right, I thank my cats, Nacho, Junebug, and Mr. Kitty for riding on the car tonight. I usually bring good luck, most nights. Anyway, thanks for my wife and kids allowing me to race, and I just appreciate everybody that has a good attitude coming into Maverick that knows what they're getting into. I appreciate those that are understanding of the talent gap that exists from the newbies to the veterans and all the skill gaps in between. And hopefully we can continue to build on that, even though we may be the ones that get wrecked like I did. I yelled at the 14 for wrecking me in the first part before it went out. Because I was just like, man, what are you doing? Like, I didn't cuss him or anything, but I was just like, man, I wish you didn't wreck me. That probably is a lot more animated than that.
And he clobbered RJ Bishop too, man. He was ripping through a smoke shield at like 140 mile an hour and just grand slamming through the fence.
Jack will take a look. Jack is going to help out with that. He's going to look at post-race replays and stuff, and he's going to assess things. And people that don't deserve to race the next race or next few races may not get to if they did not abide by the rules. And he'll also look at like the double line tonight. If people took advantage of that, cutting corners and passing people on the front stretch, or even on that last restart, people will lose spots. So it's all in post-race penalty. I wish we could all do it live. I could do it live, but I got tired of not racing. Like I did it for like 4 or 5 races off track. I was like, I want to race. I don't want to sit here and watch.
Yep, you could do that. But there you go, Blaine. We could do a Wednesday Night Maverick podcast of basically we could show all the wrecks and what the admin said and why it is and that. There you go.
Yeah, the rundown. Yeah.
I don't know if people watch it. It might be interesting, but you can talk to Jack about that and see if that's something I want to set up. I'm not opposed to it, but I will not be involved in it. I might watch it.
It's like, hey guys, that sounds great.
I've done the race once already. I don't need to do it again.
No,
I don't need to see it again.
Into the past and forward we move.
Yep, I appreciate y'all though for broadcasting, and just thanks again for putting on a good show.
All right, there you go. Our second place finisher tonight, Keith Hughes.
There he is. I wasn't
All
able
right,
to
so
move
now we
Josh
got-
up here, but you did, so there we go.
Yeah, so we got through all the other guys there. Now we get to the winner tonight, Josh Mercurio. He's a New England guy. Did you know that? He
Oh,
lives out of Connecticut, just below me.
What?
Yeah, I thought you lived in Connecticut.
No.
Where are you at?
hell no.
I'm living in Madison, but I'm moving back to Waco, Texas next month.
Oh, nice. But anyways, got your win. I don't know how many you got over the season. Blaine can probably give us that stat. But
I'll find it.
yeah, you were up front. You weren't up front at the time of the server crash, what we call the rain delay.
Second win of the season. Today was the second win.
But you managed to make it back up there, and had a great run at the top. That bottom, you had that bottom working to perfection pretty much all race long. So, tell us a little bit about your race.
Yeah, so was up front at the beginning of the race. We had that long green flag run, and I think the racing was the best there, where the tires started to wear out. We were starting to lift a little bit, getting into the corners, which was awesome. But
It was great to watch.
yeah, and then the server, we got a caution, and I got trapped a lap down, and then the server crashed and sort of reset my race, which was nice. From there, just slowly made my way back up to second and tricked Jack into riding the top side and snuck under him, and then I think that was kind of what won me the race there, because the bottom was the best, and just had good restarts, didn't let anybody get up beside me or behind me that I didn't want to, and lucky for me, that topside couldn't get together fast enough to get a run going at the end of the race.
It would have been interesting to see if they could have got the right drivers. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. The right drivers in a good line, and whether they could have made that high side work.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the racing here is awesome. It's just it has to do with the tire wear. When we're all on fresh rubber like that at the end of the race, there's not much we can do besides just push each other, and you end up in these lines, and the bottom's the best in that case. So I think we had a really good race last year where we had a run for 20 laps, and then we came into this 10-lap sprint at the end, but we all had worn tires, and we were throwing moves and riding the wall and cutting into the apron and going 3 wide. It was awesome. It was really fun to do. So hopefully next time we come here, we'll get some tire wear and we'll get to experience that.
I think probably it wouldn't be a bad idea for someone to come in, tweak this track just a little bit, not crazy, but you know what I mean, to get that outside groove a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not an easy task. I've tried it myself. I used to run a league on Tuesday nights over the off season, and we ran here, and I tweaked the tire heat up too high, and then all of a sudden on the 5th lap, everybody just started plowing straight up into the wall because the tires were too hot and the fronts weren't gripping anymore. So it's a balancing act, and the work that Keith and Tate do to make these tracks raceable does not go unappreciated, because it is a really tough job.
What does it take to add if you wanted to make that high line work a little better? Is that something you have to do in the sandbox, or is it able to be done in the configuration files, like in the INI files?
Yeah, so it depends on how you want to do it. I think this track, there's the paint lines are a different track INI, or they're a different surface. So you could bump up the paint grip, but all the lanes are the same surface. So the way that you would get the high side to work here is by turning up the tire heat, because riding the top would save the tires, because you're not using the fronts as much to keep yourself down on the bottom of the track. You're using the banking to make the car turn, or just turning up the wear, because we know that as the tires wore, the top line came in. So those are the 2 ways I would do it. The problem is, if you take too large of a swing at it, all of a sudden the track's just undrivable. So, and it's really tough to do it with these super speedway tracks too, because you can run it by itself, but we're running 10 miles an hour faster when we're in the pack. So you just can't get that in a testing session by yourself.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but the the last couple of races, I finished second by like half a car length. If you remember Talladega,
Yeah.
Right.
and then last year at Atlanta too, Keith beat me out by half a car length. So really happy to finally redeem myself and get a win here at a drafting track.
It
Yeah,
was a
and
good
then-
race.
The only downside to it is Jack Merkel still finished in the top 5, so you
Yeah.
gain points on him, but you're running out of time. You've only got 6 races left, so
Well, Jack, he's got a horseshoe, where it doesn't belong. And I probably had half a lap on him when we had that green flag run, and then I got trapped a lap down, so that completely erased my advantage. And then we decided to have a caution when I had a tire, or not the caution, we had the rain delay when I had a tire advantage on him. So I'm always, watching him, and stuff just works out for him. I think that's just how it is. Everybody, the person that they're racing for the championship with is always like, man, how do they get so lucky? And
Well, that's too bad we had the server crash, because the racing was great. We were coming up on green flag pitting. There was a bunch of lap cars mixed in with the lead lap guys on the lead lap. It was you guys were in a groove, and then the whole thing just went blank. And I was like, oh man, Rod and I were all over the place watching all these little battles. And okay, these guys aren't part of it. They're 2 laps down. It was a good little mix up there. And then stuff happens. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. But
well, I mean, you guys do broadcast a lot of super speedway races, and I think we can all agree that once the pit stops happen, everything just explodes, and you get all this excitement because now people are on different strategies, and the pack separates. Are they going to work together, or are they going to battle it out for the nothing positions? And so that's what I love about super speedway racing. If we could get to the green flag pit stops, then the excitement happens. So just couldn't get it at the end there.
there's a lot of time to be made up on pitting. If you pit, if you have that down to a science, you can get in and out quicker than everybody else. You make up a lot of time. So I like to see green flag pit stops myself.
Yeah, and pitting here too is a lot rougher than it is at Daytona or Talladega.
Oh yeah.
We're probably coming only 15 miles an hour slower, but we're hard left and on the brakes and try not to lock up the left front, and obviously not put it in the grass. So it's a more difficult braking zone there because we're on the banking coming off of it and all that stuff. And I think I executed it pretty well. So probably would have came out there in the leader after everything cycled out.
Well, I think we let him talk enough. Well, not quite enough yet.
Oh, I got much more. Don't worry about it.
Oh well, we're just gonna give you a chance to thank the people that you want to thank to get you here. So, some of us, Blaine, you've got to get up in the morning to work. I do too, but I can get up when I get up. So. The floor is yours, buddy. Thanks everybody to get you here.
Well, I'll keep it brief. Got to thank all the guys at NNSCRA. They're on the back of the car, and we race together all the time. We always find time during the week to find a league that we're running, and right now it's here Tuesdays. Got to thank Michael Norman, who I might have caught out a little earlier. He bumper grabbed me, so I know it was pretty rough for him to end his night that way. And then Dylan Young for pushing me when it mattered and taking risks on 2 tires. That was good. Outside of racing, I got to thank my family and my friends and all the people who are going to be helping me move back to Waco. The girlfriend who may or may not be watching. And I always say this, my parents who raised me raised me into a good race car driver. So
that's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks guys for doing the broadcast, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Here we
Thanks,
go.
Josh.
Place finish tonight, Josh Mercurio. Congratulations. Now you just gotta find that horseshoe, and maybe he can get some bad luck, bud.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm comfortable putting it up there.
All right, congratulations on your win.
Thanks, Josh. Have a good night, bud.
Thanks, bye.
There we go. Interesting situation. We had a rain out. something new for us, But
Yeah.
we didn't know the procedure, but we knew now.
We do now. Yeah, rain delay. They take if it's halfway, it's done. If it's not halfway, we go back to racing, and then that also has to get halfway before it's done. So we could have had a couple of different rain delays, but it was just the one, and it was a good race.
I thought it was good. I kind of like to see a little more green flag pit stops, and like he said, it would have separated the field a little bit. A lot of good racing. I'd like to see somebody get in there and make that upper groove work. I really would, because not an advantage as far as getting it to the point where you end up just like what we saw with ASR with the other track that they ran. The middle groove was the place to be, and this one here was the bottom. Let's get it kind of like the Talladega, the BSR. I think it was the Burnt Screwdriver Super Speedway, where there's 3 distinct grooves, and all 3 grooves could potentially work if you got the right person behind you. That I think would be good.
That's the be-all, end-all Talladega, is the Burnt Screwdrivers one, because it's been used at RTG, Talladega Nights, Primetime Racing. Everybody uses that core
A version of it.
retextured to brand for their league, but the track at the base of it has always been the same, because it's just unbeatable. And here, so you're thinking here maybe with plates or without plates?
I'm over with plates, without plates, because I'd rather have that where you're actually lifting through the whole race. I'm like, me, I'm not a big super speedway racer. I think for these guys it was the smart move. I really do. But
a lot of cars showed up too, yeah.
Myself, I would rather see it. I'm not a big plate racer. I like to have that power, and I want to have that power when I come off the corner. I can use that power to get off in the corner better, and just don't like plate racing.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to do it. We get to watch it, so that's a
bonus.
That's right.
That's why I like doing. That's why I like broadcasting with you on plate racing, because I don't like to do it.
No, it's a lot of fun, man. It was a good night tonight, and we're flirting with 2.5 hours. So people who are watching this, thank you very much for doing so. It's always cool to see people interacting with the channel live, and doing the YouTube thing. Got 120 hits on this thing tonight. That's
awesome.
It's pretty good. It's a little channel, but we have our core group, and we thank you guys for coming out every week. Do you have any closing thoughts, Sir Weston?
Well, let's see. Where are we going next week? I'm trying to remember. Bristol. Oh,
Bristol,
that'll be interesting. But no, I thought it was a great race, and like I said, we learned some things about the track. We didn't even realize that it was a restrictor plate. We should have known that in the beginning, but no. I think it was a great race.
To be honest.
Yeah. But it was a great race, and I think they put on a good show, and like I said, we learned a little bit about a rain delay, and that was awesome. So all in all, I think Benjamin had a good thing going on here tonight, and pretty proud of it.
Yeah, man. Well, that's it. Like I always say, thanks to the viewers, thanks to the drivers for coming down, thanks for Maverick for showing interest in the Tarnation TV product, and of course everybody who gets on YouTube and watches these things. And this is a great community to be a part of. It's been around for a long time. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. And as I always say, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.